From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Today is Friday, it's the 19th of August, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
Hope you're doing well today. Tonight is Boogie Night at the Paramount Theater with Elvis tribute artist Stephen Freeman and friends will be there.
Yes.
Yeah, and you pointed out the other day that it's five friends will be there.
Five friends.
Yeah.
And the Casey's will be opening it up. They'll be the opening act. And folks, if you've not had an opportunity to hear them, you are in for a treat. This is local talent, and it is talent for days.
This is also, you know, a few years ago, and I'll tell the story, and I know most people know this, so I'm not going to bore you much with this. But a few years back, Oreo Cookies had a contest for local talent. They sought local talents from around the country who could sing their Oreo song or create a jingle for Oreo Cookies. And it was national, and they won. The Caseys won. Daniel and Samantha Casey at the time came up with a really snappy jingle.
Do you know how it goes? How does it go? I've heard it and it was wonderful. I'm gonna have to.
Starts with an O.
Google.
Oh. No, I don't remember.
Okay, he doesn't know.
But since then, Adam has been added to the mix, and now Adam and Samantha's in college now, but Adam and Samantha and Daniel, Daddy Oreo will be at the Paramount Theater tonight, the opening act for the Elvis tribute artist Stephen Freeman and friends.
Yeah.
Friends would be
Tina Turner, Patsy Cline.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Kenny Rogers.
Good. The Beatles.
That's right. You have to say it like that.
You got to say it like the Beatles.
And Pat. Look at me and tell me who's else.
Oh, I can tell you who that is. Ray Stevens.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I blanked. Yes. Ray, he was added, I think, towards the end. So he's one of the newest announcements. But you definitely want to be there if you've not had an opportunity.
I'm really surprised that they left him off to start with, because Chuck Martin, who's the guitarist, the tall guy with glasses and the blonde-headed guy, who is extremely talented, actually was in Ray Stevens' band there for a while out in Nashville.
Wow.
And Chuck's very talented as well, and he does the guitars and the funny stuff there that Ray Stevens is so noted for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great night.
Yes, indeed. That's tonight, and tickets are cheap. Tickets are inexpensive.
I have, so I say I don't like that word.
Cheap's
yeah,
a cheap
they're
word.
inexpensive. They're affordable.
Affordable, that's good.
And you've got a great evening out with incredible talent. And at the end of the day, you're also helping support and kick off the United Way and the great work that they do year-round.
There you go. Tickets are not cheap. They are affordable.
Yes.
They are inexpensive. And when you say that they're cheap, that cheapens the act. Well, this is not a cheap act. Let me tell you, they go all out. And if you have not been to see this tribute artist before, you are in for a treat. It is an amazing show. He has won national awards. I mean, even the Elvis tribute artists in Las Vegas say, yeah, he's the best there is.
He's legit.
Yeah,
he's very legit. And there are people from the first year that they started bringing Stephen to Wayne County that would come from other communities because they follow him if he's anywhere in eastern North Carolina, if that tells you anything.
That tells me something.
Yeah, it tells you something.
Economic Outlook. This is one of your chamber deals here, isn't
it?
Yeah. Wow, that looks really interesting.
Well,
I love really things like this. Tell me about that. What's going on?
He's talking about an event on Thursday, August 25th. We're going to be at Lane Tree for the annual Economic Outlook Hot Topic. Quarterly, we do these hot topic luncheons and talk about education and transportation and healthcare. And this one on Economic Outlook, we are partnering with our presenting sponsor, Wayne County Development Alliance, and we are going to talk about workforce development. We hear you, business and industry. We hear the ongoing theme about concerns with these employability skills, also known as soft skills, such as showing up at work on time, analytical ability, effective communication, all those soft skills that somewhere along the way, and this is countrywide, there's been a disconnect. So here locally in your community, we're looking to address it. We're pulling in some great folks from the state level and also through the lens locally. We're going to have Sue Breckenridge. She's the Executive Director of North Carolina Business Committee for Education. We're going to have Will Collins, who is the Assistant Secretary of North Carolina Commerce and the Executive Director of NC Works. We're going to have Lou Ebert, President and Executive Director from the North Carolina Chamber. And then locally, we're going to welcome Greg Wildman of SPX. He's the Operations Director. So really want you to come out and be a part of this conversation. If you're a Chamber member, thank you. Lunch is only $15. If you're not a Chamber member, again, we can change that. We would love to talk to you about changing that. And non-members, it's $25 to come to the luncheon. So we do hope that you'll be able to join us.
I just want to say this about that.
What?
People don't understand how easy it is to join the Chamber.
Oh, it's easy.
That's what I was trying to say, yeah. Anyway, it's very easy to join the Chamber. It's very inexpensive to join the Chamber. If you already belong to an organization, a company, a corporation who is a Chamber member, then you can go.
Yeah. If you are tied to a business or an organization here in town and you're employed with them and they are a Chamber member, you've got access to all the programs and events and educational opportunities and networking opportunities. Reach out to the Chamber. We can talk to you, speak with a supervisor or someone in your organization, and let's get you involved, because we've got a lot of moving pieces, and the more people we have engaged, the stronger we are as a community.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's so easy. 919-734-2241. Ask for Kate Daniels. I know her personally. Ask for Kate Daniels, 919-734-2241, or go to WayneCountyChamber.com.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's right. Or stop by and see us. We've got a incredible staff that's ready to serve you and hear from you, and we'd be tickled.
All right.
Tickled.
Don't do that. Anyway, we'll be back. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to go to our interview, and we'll be back in our next segment on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we welcome Catherine LaChaux from United Way of Wayne County, and hello to you.
Hello to you.
Honka honka, how you doing?
Burning love.
There you go. We're here talking about, what are we talking about?
Elvis.
Elvis! Here we go, we're talking about Elvis. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming. Elvis is coming back to life, and will be performing at the Paramount this Friday.
Well, yes, August 19th.
That's what I meant.
Okay, yep.
This
August
Friday.
19th.
That'll be this week.
At the Paramount.
At the Paramount, August 19th at the Paramount. The show gets underway at what time?
Well, we have the Casey's Bluegrass Trio taking the stage
Woo!
at 7:30.
Now that's a great show. They start up at 7:30.
Correct.
Okay.
And they'll be performing for about 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Elvis and his friends.
And his friends.
Yes.
Now, who is that?
We have tribute artists to include Kenny Rogers, Tina Turner, Patsy Cline, and the Beatles.
And the Beatles.
And a new one.
There's more?
There is.
I didn't know about this one.
Ray Stevens.
Yeah. Ooh. Guitarzan. Yeah. Yep. Guitarzan. You know and I'm not giving away any secrets here because it's almost common knowledge. But the guitarist, Chuck Martin, who's a guitarist in the band, actually played with Ray Stevens and played in his band.
That's
so he's got first and foremost information and talent there. And I've known Chuck a long time, and he's very talented.
So we're really excited to be having Stephen Freeman, a.k.a. Elvis.
Right.
And now this year, his friends. We're calling it Elvis and Friends.
Elvis and Friends.
So, yes, Friday, August 19th. Be there at 7:30 because you don't want to miss the Casey's. Also, if you purchase VIP tickets, which there are only 10 left.
Wow, better get with it.
Maybe less.
Maybe less by now.
Because anything could happen.
We just sold 4. So there's only a few left here, just a handful left, if you got 6 fingers.
Includes, I would almost say a dinner because it's heavy hors d'oeuvres. You could easily just have dinner there. That's at 6 p.m.
Wow.
And as in years past, Elvis has come out and you can take pictures, and this year you'll be able to take pictures with Elvis and his friends.
Oh.
So, you know, if you're like a really big Kenny Rogers fan and Elvis fan, your night's pretty much made.
I'm a fan of Patsy Cline. I'm a fan of Ray Stevens, of course.
Oh, well, see?
Yeah, I'm a fan of.
You could just get a whole group shot of
I
them.
love Tina Turner, you know, and I'm a big fan of the Beatles, and I like Kenny Rogers. Who else? Who's left?
I mean, you've got all of his friends named now.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah.
All right, so, and I'm a huge fan of the Caseys.
I know, right? Local
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah.
United Way is all about helping local
Yes.
people, and
Yes.
we like to showcase local talent. So we
Yes.
are so appreciative and thankful to have them as our opening act this year. So again, 7:30 for the Caseys. Doors open at 7, so don't feel like you've got to rush. But doors open at 7, Caseys at 7:30. Elvis and his friends. 8 o'clock.
Excellent. And I was just kidding about the tickets being sold. There's 10 left. There's only 10 left. There's very few. So you head on over now or call somebody or do something. Go to the box office.
Yeah,
and
where
get
do you
'em.
want to get your tickets? They're only being sold through the Paramount.
Through the Paramount. There you go.
So you're always so good at remembering numbers, but
Oh.
I've got this one.
6 and 7/8. How's that? I remembered that one. Okay, let's try another one. 919-583-8432. 919-583-8432.
Or you could go online and buy your tickets online if you don't want to call.
Can you do that now?
Yep, goldsboroparamount.com.
GoldsboroParamount.com is the number to call, and the web address is 919-583-8432. There you go.
And we'll see you on Friday.
Friday night, Elvis and Friends, and we appreciate you. Catherine LaChaux, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. What's special about today?
You are Wayne.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Today's the 19th. Today is Aviation Day. I wonder why. But it's okay. It's Aviation Day, the 19th of August. Today is Black Cow Root Beer Float Day. I've never had a Black Cow root beer float, but it seems that back in 1893, on August 19th, the Cripple Creek Brewing Company, there's no link anymore on their website, created Black Cow root beer floats. Okay. And A&W Root Beer followed nearby on August 6th. But anyway, today's Black Cow Day.
Okay.
It's also International Orangutan Day.
Oh.
Don't monkey around with that. Okay? International. And this is not just National Orangutan Day.
International.
International. That's right. These are for orangutans who speak more than one language. World Humanitarian Day. Now, there's a good one. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know what it means, but it sounds good. Anyway, happy everything. Let's find out what today's trivia question is. They did it again. They printed that book upside down. What's wrong with these people? Time now for our trivia question for today. Category is instead of, is the category for today's trivia question. Instead of. A famous author once wrote a book. And in that book, he had a small character named Puny Pete. You say, well, I don't like Puny Pete. That doesn't really say, you know, the character. That's not a nice name anyway. I'll try Small Sam. Small Sam is, no, not really. I don't like that one either. What did he choose besides Small Sam or Puny Pete? A famous author. He passed away some years ago. With the main character being Puny Pete or Small Sam, gave up on both those names and decided to call him what? Major book. Major. Movies galore.
Any other hint
I wish
for
I
that?
could. I wish I
It's
could.
like the worst softball pitch ever.
I know. Well, yeah.
No other, so movies were made from it?
Movies were made. The book was world famous. It's still famous.
What's it start with, the first letter?
Well,
T.
no. I'm not going to tell you the first
Okay.
letter of the name of the book, but I'll tell you that this guy wrote several books, and many have been made into movies. And
that guy, yeah.
yeah, that guy. He was English.
Okay.
He was an Englisher.
Okay.
He's dead now. 1800s he lived.
Okay, well that helps, sort of.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really. I'll give you the answer in the next segment of the program. Okay.
We'll wait.
Okay. Please wait.
Okay.
All right. Give you the answer in the next segment of the program on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Our guests today come from the Beekeepers of the Neuse, and that would be Mr. Buddy Scott, who's president of the Beekeepers. Buddy, appreciate you being here. And Joe Daniels is the events coordinator
It's nice
for
to be
Beekeepers of the. Thank you for being here.
Here. Thank you.
How nice. No one has been in the past year or so, so I know there's a lot of things happening, and with the Beekeepers of the Neuse. Buddy, first of all, tell me about the Beekeepers of the Neuse. I mean, it's an organization, of course, and you keep bees. Is that about right?
That's correct. We serve Wayne and some of the surrounding counties. We have members I know from Sampson County,
Right.
Duplin County. We're here to promote bees and beekeeping. Bees are important to our agriculture system and to everybody individually. 1/3 of all the food that you eat is pollinated by a honeybee.
1/3 of everything that is eaten
1/3.
comes from the result of bee pollination.
Right.
So this is more than just a hobby, isn't it? This is more than a hobby for kids. This is
It
something
is.
very serious. This is agriculture.
It's a major part of agriculture. Billions of dollars of crops are dependent on honeybee pollination. And our club strives to educate people. If you have an event that you would like some education about bees, we have different ones that will come out and bring bees to educate you about what happens with bees, how to take care of them. We have a school that we sponsor in the spring that lasts about 5 weeks. And when you finish that school, you can be certified as a beekeeper.
Let's go back to the importance of bees in agriculture. Now, my understanding is, and you don't see it around here so much, but in the Midwest and in the western states, there are actually tractor trailers full of beehives that travel from farm to farm, and they rent out these bees, if you will, to pollinate the farms.
That is correct.
Tractor trailers full of beehives.
That is correct. And what most people don't know, there are operations like that in North Carolina.
Is there really?
Yes.
How about that? I didn't
They
realize that.
travel up and down the East Coast from Florida to Maine.
Yeah.
They also send trucks to California because the almond trees can only be pollinated by a honeybee.
Uh-huh.
So there are thousands of trucks that go to California.
Where the almond trees are.
Yes.
The almonds are. Well, I didn't realize they were here that much in North Carolina, but it simply makes sense because we're such an agriculture state.
Blueberries,
Blueberries.
produce.
Oh yeah.
We're a large produce producer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we love produce.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. I mean, a meal's not a meal without a salad, really. And all this is because of, how does this happen? What do the bees do? What's pollinating? What's pollination? What is that?
The flower, when it opens, has different flower parts, and the pollen has to get from one part of the flower to the other. And when the honeybee goes in after the nectar, most of the time, the bee's body has an electrical charge, and it attracts the pollen. So when he goes from flower, or she, most of these are female. When they go from flower to flower, they distribute that pollen, which helps to pollinate the flowers.
So most worker bees are females, is that?
93%, 97% of the beehive are female.
What are the guys doing?
Hanging around.
Hanging around. Yeah, those bums.
Somebody got in away.
All right, well, but then once they're charged and the pollen is attracted to the body of the bee goes from that point to another flower.
Right.
And so the process continues and it begins and then continues flower to flower to flower.
Correct.
How far from their hive will these bees travel?
for them to be efficient, normally about 2 miles or so.
They will go as far as 2 miles.
They will fly up to 5 miles.
My goodness.
But then you get into an efficiency factor of them getting too tired to bring the load back.
Yeah.
Because they bring the pollen back that is attached to their body, and also they have pouches on their legs that they store it in to transport it, because they use it to feed the baby bees.
Aha. Okay. Well, then where does the honey come from?
When the bee goes to a flower,
I'm trying to get a lesson here, you know.
He'll give you one.
You send me a bill for this, okay?
when this worker bee goes to a flower for the nectar, they suck it in through a proboscis. So
Proboscis. Can we say that on television? I guess we can. That's his nose, isn't it? Or his snout.
But that nectar goes into what's called a honey stomach, which is separate from their digestive stomach.
Okay.
In the honey stomach, there are enzymes that they mix with this nectar. When they go back to the hive, they regurgitate this nectar into a honey cell. And when that's full, then the bees cap it off and it would be honey.
Wow.
But they have to dry it down to like 18.6% moisture before they cap it.
Well, they got little moisture thermometers in the... I guess not. They know. They know.
They spent millions of years developing this system.
Well, they got it right. Everybody loves honey. Honey's the only food that doesn't spoil.
That's correct.
The only one. The only food that doesn't spoil.
They have found some in the Egyptian pyramids.
Yeah.
That they uncrystallize. When honey gets a certain age, or certain ones do it at different temperatures, whatever, but it will crystallize. And there's nothing wrong with that water. I mean, that honey, even though it looks like crystallized sugar.
Right.
You can put it in hot water, set it in the sunlight, and it will liquefy.
I want to know who was the person who went into King Tut's tomb and found 2,000-year-old jars of honey and said, "Gee, that looks pretty good. I think I'll try it." 2,000 or so years old. What made somebody do? Well, it doesn't really matter. We don't know his name anyway, do we? So, moving on from there. So, the Beekeepers of the Neuse, you educate, you have events, you teach people and children about the importance of bees and how we benefit from them.
That's correct. The members in our club, if it's a new beekeeper like Joe, we sort of assign them a mentor, or they select a mentor, somebody that lives close to them, and then we try to work with that person one-on-one to be sure that they're educated about beekeeping.
And coming up, there is an event to be held. Is that right, Joe? And this is your thing.
This is my thing.
What is
On
it?
August 20th at the Waynesborough Park, we have our National Honeybee Day celebration.
Oh boy.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a family-oriented event. We've got 4 local bands this year, everything from a mixture of top 40 to beach to the flat mountain dulcimers. We've got everybody. So it's going to be a lot of entertainment, as far as that.
Yeah.
We've got our wonderful food concessions, funky food, fresh food is going to be there. And of course, they've been at the Downtown Jam several times, so some people are familiar with them. We have lots of demonstrations as far as the beekeeping. We will have a live bee observation hive, so you can actually see the bees working. We'll have clubber members.
These are mainly women bees.
Yes.
And the guys are bums. They're out lying around.
Leave them home. Now. There will be farm equipment. The farm club will be, it's kind of three events in one, because the park will be open. The antique farm club will be there, and of course we'll be there as well. We have developed a new concept this year that's called the Beehive.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Wow.
Yes, the Beehive.
Who would have thought? I mean,
Who would have thought?
Really.
Anyway, but what the Beehive is it is a children's educational and activity center. That we are concentrating on the education of children about bees through coloring, through scavenger hunts. we have a new bee this year who is our mascot little bee.
A newbie.
A newbie.
I got it.
Yes, I'm a newbie. She's a newbie in a bee suit. But anyway.
You could be a newbie too. I
You
feel a
can
song
be
here.
You could be
a newbie too. You could be a newbie. I like that. I'll just write that down.
But we will be having a Name the Bee contest.
Name the bee.
And there will be prizes for that. There'll be prizes for the scavenger hunt. There'll be face painting. There's going to be a demonstration from the ladies over at Charles B. Aycock of the candle dipping, wax candle dipping.
Whoa, that's great.
We're also
with beeswax.
with beeswax, yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah, well, yeah. And
You wouldn't want any of that store-bought stuff.
no.
No.
And then we also have one of the members of the club who is going to be demonstrating what is really a lost art, and that's pine needle basket weaving.
Really?
Yes, really, we certainly are.
That is really a lost
Yes.
art.
So we have a multitude of vendors. We have bee equipment vendors. As I said, our club will be there. We'll be answering any questions about the bees, about the equipment. The equipment will be there for people to actually see. And again, in the beehive, we will actually have a hive, not with any bees in it, but a hive where the children can go and take the parts apart, see exactly how it's set up. We're planning to have hopefully small children size beekeeping suits,
Right.
so they can actually see how it feels to be inside
Inside
that
a
suit
suit,
and what
yeah.
they're dealing with, is being able to see, out of it, and it's just going to be a lot of fun for them.
It sounds like a lot of fun, especially putting on the bee suit. Buddy, when you see people working with bees, pardon me, you often, and they're wearing the bee suit, sometimes they're not.
Correct.
Because a lot of times, in handling the bees, someone who is really experienced, the bees are fine. They're not aggressive. And what does the smoke do when they're carrying these smoke pots around? What does that do?
It sort of calms them down. It really masks the scent. There's a scent, a pheromone in the hive that they communicate with, and it kind of masks that scent so they can't communicate quite as well.
So they just calm down and
They calm down.
they'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Some people think that when they smell the smoke, they gorge themselves on honey because they think it's a forest fire.
Oh.
So they're loading up supplies so they
Yeah.
can fly off and take it with them.
Okay.
But when the smoke goes away, then they calm back down and
And realize there's no fire. They're not
Right.
in danger.
right.
Okay. How do people take these bees and they cover themselves with them? Do they lather themselves with honey or what? What do they do?
They can use honey or they can use a pheromone that attracts the bees to them. I've seen that, and it's cool, but your eyes are very important to you. I recommend that you wear a veil all the time.
Yeah. At all times when dealing with bees.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a particular part of the body that the bees go for if they feel they're in danger when they're swarming? Is there?
Well, the swarming is not shouldn't be associated with that. Swarming is when they're multiplying in the spring.
Oh, okay.
The old queen will leave and take half of the hive with her. And when they're swarming, that is the gentlest they will ever be.
Oh.
You can walk up and pick them up with your hands.
I'd rather
work
not.
with them anyway. I mean, but they're very calm at that point in time.
Okay. Well, what about when they are aggressive, when they've been startled or when they feel danger? And this runs throughout the entire hive, doesn't it? I mean, when one bee feels danger, they say, he gets on the trumpet and says, all right, we got to do something here.
Bees normally, when you're a threat to them, they will fly out and they will bump you. They'll fly into you and fly off, and they're telling you go away. And if you don't listen, then they get more aggressive.
Aha.
Now each one of those bees has a position in life on certain days, and these are guard bees. Their position is to guard the hive. And he will bring in reinforcements. When they sting you, it puts off a pheromone that says, come here and attack. So that's why a lot of people get multiple stings.
And when that happens, that bee dies, doesn't it?
That's correct. It pulls the venom sac and the stinger out of that bee, and that bee will die.
That bee will die. So and honeybees. These are honeybees that do this. This is
Yes.
not this. These are not wasp. Wasp will attack you anyway, regardless.
And
They can be quite aggressive.
They can sting you multiple times.
And hornets, yes, same way. But honeybees are not aggressive. They'll warn you first, go away.
They are defensive. They are not offensive.
Okay.
They're protecting what they've got there.
This is a whole nother world, isn't it?
It is.
And it's wonderful.
Right, yeah, it is.
It
It
is.
sounds. So if anybody's interested, we've got your email address on the screen. They can contact you, I would guess.
Yes.
How often do you meet?
We meet once a month, the third Thursday, at 7 o'clock at the Wayne Center, the Wayne Agriculture Center.
All right. The third Thursday, 7 o'clock at Wayne Center.
That's correct.
And that would be in the auditorium area.
Right. The big building. And a lot of times we're there before that, and we stay after that, because that's when the club members get together and socialize and talk. And we normally have a speaker, an educational speaker at every meeting. But there's a lot of knowledge gained before the meeting and after the meeting.
Great. So Joe, this is the Bee Day is at Waynesborough Park, which is on 117 South, right across from the National Guard Armory.
From 9 until 3.
9 until 3, that's 117 bypass. From 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, and this is not the first, this is what, the third or fourth bee thing out at the Waynesborough
This
Park?
is the third.
Third one, okay.
Yes.
And has been well attended each year, and the attendance keeps growing. And this is on the 20th, I think you said.
Yes, sir.
From 9 till 3.
And like you said, we're hoping that we will have more and more people coming, because we have tried so hard to get the word out that that's what we're doing. I mean, we're in Our State magazine, we're in SE, we're working with the Neuse Argus, we're working with Go, we're working with Buzz. We've had a lot of support in promoting this, and I'm just so pleased. I could just buzz around.
Okay, that's a bee joke.
That's
right?
a bee joke.
I got it. I
That's
got
a bee
it.
joke.
Okay, I
That's
got
a bee
you.
joke. Yeah.
All right. Well, Buddy Scott, President. Yes. Any final words?
I talked to a lady last year that came from Newbern specifically to attend this bee event.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Newbern.
Newbern.
All right. Well, Buddy, I appreciate you coming in. And so people from Newbern are welcome to attend.
Oh, yes.
Everywhere.
I
yes.
guess people from Phoenix, if they wanted to drive over, they'd be welcome as well.
Absolutely.
All right. So if you live in Phoenix, here you go. Joe, thank you.
Thank you. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it will be fun.
lot of fun.
Yes, it will be a lot of fun. All right. Thanks a lot, folks. I appreciate your
Well,
being
thank you
here.
for having us with
Thank
you
you.
today.
We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television with a quick reminder that tomorrow at Waynesborough Park from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. you can enjoy bees with the National Honey Bee Day celebration. That's tomorrow from 9 till 3 at Waynesborough Park. Something fun for everyone, including observation hive containing bees they'll have set up there. And don't worry about these bees. These bees.
Bees nice.
These bees. Bees nice? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll bees nice. Anyway, these bees, observation hives containing bees has been set up. They'll have and offer equipment for beekeeping, show you how to do it and what to do and what you need to do it. Beekeepers will be there to answer questions. They'll be selling honey. They will have the Eastern North Carolina vintage farm equipment will be set up with some of their famous vintage tractors and antique tractors. Master gardeners will be there, face painting and candle making, as opposed to face making and candle painting, one or the other. Unique food vendors will be there as well.
Scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt. Yes, so if you've lost your scavenger, you hunt for it tomorrow at Waynesborough Park.
They're also going to have live music by Empty Pockets. Do come out. It's going to. Is that not a great name?
I love
Empty
it.
Pockets.
Empty Pockets.
Live music by Empty Pockets. But
Right.
you can come out for even just the smallest amount of time, or you can spend the whole day at Waynesborough Park. Want a really good turnout. It's a great educational and fun day.
What she said is absolutely right. And it's brought to you by Beekeepers of the Neuse, Beekeepers of the Neuse. And you can get more information of Beekeepers of the Neuse from neusebeekeeper@gmail.com.
Yes.
neusebeekeeper@gmail.com. The answer to our trivia question for today. If I could remember what the question was, I'd be fine. What was the question? Oh, yes. Puny Pete or Small Sam were two characters that were considered.
Tiny Tim.
That's right.
Is it right?
That's right.
Yay.
You finished the week on a positive note. Tiny Tim ended up being the name of the main character of.
That was a good. I told you it wasn't a good softball pitch. It sure was. That was good.
All right. Well, you got it.
Yes.
Tiny Tim. A Christmas Carol, the name of the novel, the book, the movie, and written by Charles Dickens, of course. Charlie Boy.
Good old Charlie Boy.
Charlie.
What a beautiful story, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's do this again Monday.
Sure.
All right. Have a great weekend. If you happen to be driving across the county or across the country, please wear your seatbelt. It does make a difference. Seatbelts save lives. Seatbelts save lives. No matter how many times you say it. It just does. So until Monday, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.